All right, I'm just going to wait a few minutes just before we get started. So I hope you guys have got your questions all lined up. This is open house. So I run it occasionally. It's like once every sort of 2 months or something. We might do more of this as well, running with Alice. So this is a chance for you guys to ask questions. Now, I can see there's a lot of new people in today, which is absolutely fantastic, and welcome all, plus some regulars as well, which is always good. So if you've got any questions, if you want to put in the chat, or you want to raise your hands, and then I can get to you. This session is really all about you. So there's no plan. It's very unpredictable what might happen, but you can ask a question and I'll try to demo it to you, or maybe I can just tell you how it kind of works. So I'm guessing if you put in the chat, let's start with where you guys are all from, and if you're new to the platform or you're more experienced. So if you just want to put in the chat where you're all from. Virginia, Finland. All right, we're all over the place. So we got India, we got Finland, we got Virginia, US, Canada. I know John's from Canada as well. Devon down the road from me. Jackie, I'm in Cornwall. Calgary. Right, so really all over the place. Great. Oh, Hertfordshire as well. Serbia. Wow, this is great. Right, so Derek's been with us since the platform launched. All right, so fantastic, guys. Right, so are you new to the platform as well? Is there any new people? Just want to go yay. All right, so some of you might be, you probably all like played around with the platform. Maybe you're on the paid plans, maybe not. So the first thing we're going to start with is I've got Tamara. Now, guys, you should be able to unmute your microphone. So when you come on, unmute, and then when you leave or finish the question, then mute yourself again, so there's not a load of background noise. So that's great. I've got a few questions coming in. So Tamara, we're going to start with you. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thank you so much for taking my questions. So I've got two. The first one is I've created oh my God, I've forgotten what it's called. You know, when someone signs up to something, to a freebie thing.
Oh, a funnel.
A funnel. So I've created a funnel, but what I want to do is have the name of the web address that goes to this funnel. I want it to be a specific name. So I want it, my website name, domain name is frazzletofabulous.com. And I want the link that goes to it is frazzletofabulous.com/bonuses. And I want that to take me to that funnel. Is there like a forwarding thing that I can do?
Right, there's two ways that we could do this. One is you could actually take the funnel address that you've got at the moment. Funnels by default have /f/ and then whatever your funnel name is. That's probably what you mean. So you want to get rid of that F in there. So yeah, there's two ways of doing it. One is you could set a redirect up from your host. So you could say the redirect's coming from whatever the funnel address is, and then you can redirect it to, or redirect that name you want to go to the funnel address. Okay,
would that be on like 123reg, the thing?
Yeah, you can do redirects from 123reg. Pretty much all the hosts will allow you to do redirects, and it shouldn't cost you any money at all. That's probably the most elegant way of doing it. However, the other way you could do it is actually set up a page. Because you've got a page, you can redirect them to a funnel. So time for a little bit of screen sharing. I'm going to be quite quick with this stuff because there's probably going to be quite a few questions, and we're running for about an hour and a half or something. So I'm going to just quickly share my screen. And so if we've got a page, if you create a page in your site, Let's use this one here. So let's say this is zbrush.newsletter, pretend it's a custom domain, and then / drop. So say that's the actual funnel address that I want. So I've created a page for it. So what you could do is you could set up a redirect. So this is really easy to do. If we've got a funnel address, so I'm going to jump across to the funnels, and I'm right-hand clicking, opening a new tab so I don't lose this page. Just a little tip. So I've got let's create a new funnel really quickly here. So let's just do a lead magnet. I'm not going to do anything fancy here. I'm just going to do funnel and then just click next. And of course, you know, you'd set up all your pages and your automations. So I'm going to go through here, finish. And now it's going to create my leads, my steps. So this is the page that you would want to send them to. At the moment, you can see that it's /f/funnel. So I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to jump back to the page I've created. And this is the bit that is the important bit. And we're going to basically set a redirect up. So there's actually a third way to do it as well. There's always a load of different ways that you could do this, but probably a redirect's quite easy. And we can use a countdown timer to do that. So if you've got this page here and inside here, you can put whatever you like in this page. It's up to you. I'm just going to drop in a countdown timer. And I'm going to say my background is white. So I don't want this countdown timer to show. So I'm going to come over to the style settings here, and I'm just going to put everything to white. So it's the background color. So it basically disappears on the screen. So you can see that's disappeared there. And I can then go to the timer details. I'm going to leave this all on 0. And then when it expires, what I want is to redirect to a URL. And then I'm going to put the funnel address in there. Remember, that's got the f/funnel. And then I'm going to click save. So what's going to happen now is it will come to this page, which you've set up, and it will redirect them straight to the funnel opt-in. So let's try this out. I'm going to go and click preview. It's going to go onto this page, and straight away, it's going to go straight into the funnel. So that's quite an easy way to fix it. The other way that you could do it is you could actually set a form up in here. So if you've got a form, let's go across to forms and just insert a simple form. Then when they actually go and submit this form, what you could do, they would then be captured as a lead into the funnel, remember. You could actually say an action, and you could go to a link. So submit the form, sorry, and then go to a post submit action, go to the link, and then you don't need to send them to the opt-in because they already have via the form. So what you'd want to do instead is, sorry, go back to my funnels, open this funnel up here. We want to send them to the second step of the funnel because we don't need to send them to the opt-in. So here you could then, if it's more than one page funnel, you could copy that URL and put it in as a post submit action, and then they would be captured, and then they would go to the next step of your funnel. So that's 2 ways to do it. And the third way is to use your host and redirect to the funnel address. Is that okay?
Yeah, so on the third way that you just mentioned, when you create the form, you're creating the form on an ordinary page, and then you're redirecting to the second step of the funnel opt-in.
Yeah, because they're already captured at that stage. So
Okay.
you're just taking them to the second step of the funnel. Probably for ease, the redirect method would be probably the easiest way to do it, because then you've got them popping in or out. The most elegant way to do it would be a redirect from your host, because then when it hits that URL, it's going to go straight to where you want them to go to. Thank
you. And one other question, and I think this is another really probably basic question. I've got a page which is called frazzletofabulous.com, and I've got a banner on the page, which if you want you can look at, but which looks lovely in desktop mode, but I just don't know how to kind of make it look good on mobile and the middle mode, because it just kind of captures the it just all messes up.
Right, I've got quite a few videos. Have you watched any of the videos that I've done on responsive behavior?
Maybe I need to do that.
If you just go to our YouTube channel, I've got quite a lot of videos in there that cover responsive behavior, and it should get you on track. Generally, what happens is people put lots of padding or spacing, and then it kind of moves all the text around. That's I mean, I don't know in your case, but that might be what's happened. So if you go to our YouTube channel and we've just put response in there, you're going to get no videos come up.
You have a typo.
I haven't, no. Let's put mobile.
So just to say, in my banner, the banner is like a, I don't know, it's either a JPEG or I think it's a JPEG, and the banner has got writing and imagery on it, and not
On the image.
Yeah, writing and image in
Right.
different fonts.
Yeah, big problem with that. I've covered that. I did that last week, I think, when I ran our workshop. If you do an image and you put your lovely text and you're doing it all in Photoshop or Pixlr or Canva, and you've got that and it looks beautiful, you've got to remember that when you're putting it onto a mobile device, it's all going to go down in size. So it makes your text invisible, basically, because it's so small. So what you need to do is you need to set up, if you're going to use that, and I advise you not to, you should always try to be using live text, that's editable text on an image, because it will just wrap properly. But if you're going to do that, if that's how you want it, then you need to make sure that you do an image for a desktop, for a tablet, for a mobile. And then inside the system, you can tell it to show for desktop, mobile, or tablet.
And where can I find, I know the size of the image for the desktop, but I don't know the size for the tablet and the mobile, the size of the image.
Well, you don't have to really worry about that too much, as long as you just have it so it's kind of like, look, I can judge it here, look, that's a mobile. So as long as I'm in that kind of pro, I'm all right. A tablet is about that big. So I try and get away from complexities of giving you a number. I mean, if you want to get really technical about it, because mobile devices have got so many different sizes, if I right-hand click in Chrome and go down to inspect, and I use this little button here, this will give you the size for a Galaxy S5. So we've got 360 width by 640, okay? And if I choose another device, let's choose a Pixel 2 camera, then we got 411 by 731. So you see what I mean? It's just, as long as it's in Pro, as long as it's as big as you can get it in that area, then you should be all right. So it's hard to say because there's thousands of different devices. So I can't say, oh, that's the exact size of it. In Zenler, when you move across from tablet and mobile, it gives you a kind of generic size. So it's kind of like, but you could just right-hand click in here, have a look at the size and go, yeah, that's fine. And sometimes it's a case of trial and error with these things. So you might do your design in Canva. You know how quick it is to work in Canva anyway. So you can just do a design up, throw it out, put it in there, look at it on a mobile, go, oh, that's a little bit out. I'll change the font size a little bit more, and then I'll put it in there. But generally, if you're using if you're coming down in that size and you eyeball it, it's normally right. You know, you're normally pretty close, and then you can just joggle things in Canva, export another image, upload it, and try it that way.
Thank you very much for your help.
That's all right. Definitely check out the YouTube channel, because we have got responsive videos on there, and I've put responsive into the complete guide to Zenler as well. I know the complete guide to Zenler can seem a bit overwhelming, but it's got that search functionality in there. So if you just search for the section you're interested in, it'll give you that information, and it covers it in real detail. So you shouldn't get stuck too much tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. Right, I've got Jackie next. Hi, Jackie. Oh, you're muted.
Right, yeah, I'm just unmuting. Hi, David. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for all your wonderful videos and everything. I've got questions about when I'm repeating something. So one of them is if I've got a pricing plan for one course, and most of my courses are live, so then I want to create it like a new course for them doing the same thing the next month, can I just copy a pricing plan so that I can use it again in another course? Is there a way to do that? Especially with bullets.
No, unfortunately not. For the pricing plans, they are set up. It would be a good feature. That's what I like about these lives, because you come up with some ideas and I'm like, I can throw them at the team and see how hard it is to do it. So no, at the moment, what you'll have to do, what I find is really handy, I don't know you guys if you're using dual monitors. I always use 2 monitors, so it's really handy. So if I've got a pricing plan and I'm sort of mirroring that across, because I know what you mean, when you clone a course, it doesn't bring the plans across, does it? The pricing plans. No. Yeah, it's because it's locked in on that particular course. It's just the way the developers have worked it. But what I do is I'll have that course come up on my screen, and then I'll just literally drag this screen that you can see on the share here, and I'll drag it across like this to my other monitor, which you can't see. It's going off screen now, but it's actually on the other monitor. So that really helps me, because then I can look at it. I can just look at it and then I can put it in there. Or if you've got a tablet, you can put it on there and then you can, you know, go through it. As long as you haven't done, you've probably got lots of bullet points and things.
Yeah, it's a bullet points. And you have to do them individually as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain. But...
It is. Well, it's good. It's good. I always, I do a replay of this. So the team always looks at it anyway. So if these points come up and they can fix them easily, they will.
Yeah. So even if you could, if they could fix it so that you could do your bullet points all in one go, rather than having to keep doing them line by line, that would be easier as well. So
yeah, or you could create a block or something to put them straight in. It would be good. Yeah. There's lots of little features and things. I've been looking around all the other platforms. I've been going in like a mole, searching all the different platforms, and yeah, there's a lot of things with other platforms that I'm like, really, you know, because it's like editing copy and things like that. You can do it directly inside Zenler, whereas lots of things like Kajabi, Thinkific, you've got to use that left-hand menu system, and it's really unintuitive. So we always look at these things, Jackie, that you're talking about, and we'll try and put that in there. It would be good. Or I'll try and think of a workaround or something.
Okay, thanks. And the other was another thing about copying, like the pop-up that when you create a new page, there's like a generic pop-up, and if you want to change it to one of the other designs and use your own, you have to do that separately for every page, don't you?
Yeah, I think what's happening with that is we are bringing in, we talked about it for months now, but it is a major update. There's loads of things going on off of the back of it, and it's Page Builder, and Page Builder 2.0 has got this system built in that you guys love. We love using it. It's where it's quick, but we need to make it quicker for page loading. But off the back of that, there's going to be lots of things coming, like templates. All the other sites, platforms have got templates and themes that you can just change and swap over. And that's exactly what we want to do, but we want to supercharge it. So I'm hoping that those sort of things like pop-ups, you'll just be able to save them and copy them across. And I need to run some tests actually, because I think we could save the pop-up as a block and you could reuse it in another page. So that's a good one for an Ask
That would be good. Yeah, love to do that. Thank you. Is there, I might have missed this because I've not been following news that well. Have recurring meetings come up yet? Recurring Zoom lives? Or is that still in the pipeline?
No, we got a reoccurring. Where have you been, Jackie?
Oh, we have. Yeah, well, this is it. I had a couple of months doing other things, I think, in the summer. So, okay, so I can do that now. So that I may be able to do it all as one course, but use recurring. So yeah, that's good. Right, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, you've also got blocks in there as well, so you can put a live class or live webinar block, and it'll actually show. So when people are logged into, say, a course, they can actually click it, and they can book it straight away without registering because they're already in the system.
Oh, so, fantastic! I'm having so many problems with getting them to register. Is there a video on that somewhere?
Yeah, I think I covered that in my in one of our Sunday lives in the in the NZ Masterclass bundle, live workshops is in there.
Right.
So
okay.
Send me a follow-up PM if you're finding it hard to find
Okay.
out where that is.
I'll look for it. Brilliant. Thank you, David.
Brilliant,
That's all.
Jackie. All right, Amar. Hello.
Good morning, Deb.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Loud and clear. Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for whatever you're doing. I am so much overwhelmed with all your knowledge. I've completed all the training. So
We try.
I am facing some small challenges. There are a few things. Number one, I was trying to apply the branding in my website. Just helping with the link. If you don't mind, can you just open the website? I was trying to apply the branding, but somehow it is not working for me. Not sure why.
So what is, oh, is this your site? Okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah, I have just pinged you the link of my website.
Okay, right, okay, let's have a look. Right, okay.
Yeah, so this is my website. I was trying to apply the branding on all the buttons and all the text color in my branding section, but I was not able to do that. Not sure why it is not working.
What, on these buttons or along the top?
Yes, both.
So you, with buttons, you can just change the, hold on, okay. Yeah, so with buttons, you can change the color. So if you go into the settings here, if it's not working for you, then there's obviously some sort of error, but I can change it in there.
This is what I'm doing actually right now.
And is it not changing for you?
No, it is changing, but I'm trying to apply from all global sites from the branding section.
Oh, okay. Right, so let me jump into, let me stop sharing a second. I just need to jump into the site. Okay, so under site here, we come down to branding.
Yeah.
And you should be able to change everything in here. So you'll see.
Yeah, I have covered that. This I have just selected one of the button from here.
Right, hold on. So let's see, that's in red or orangey color. So I've got my link colors in here, you can see. So if I change this to like that, make sure that you save it. Make sure you save it. I'd like there to be a save here or an auto save or something, because it's sometimes you forget, but you can see that's changing. Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah. I'll take a look again. I have another question, Dev.
Make sure you another thing just to check that you're not using a cached page. So take your URL and make sure that you're checking it in incognito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case, because sometimes it will cache the page on some people's system. I got mine so that the cache turns off, so I can literally refresh on screen, and it works for me. It's just because I do a lot of this stuff.
Sure. I'll take a look again. Can you just open the website again, the 4th tab? Yes. So if you see, there are few courses in all courses. Dream Job, Blueprint, Niche Career, Blue Ocean. So those, all the courses has different thumbnail. And I was trying to create a dedicated thumbnail from Canva. I mean, that thumbnail should be similar for everyone, but I'm not getting good template in Canva. So where can I create amazing template which will help? See, if you see one-to-one clarity session, this is one of my favorite thumbnail for these courses. I wanted to create some kind of similar thumbnail for all the courses.
Right. Okay. So, right, you've got one choice really, hire a designer to do it for you. Because you can, I mean, you can look online and you can find templates, and even in Canva they do give you some templates, but you know, you need to be happy with it. So if you see something you like the look of, either recreate it in Canva and use it as a template. And I did a workshop last week, Amar, on that. Am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Amar or Amar?
It's Amar.
Amar.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I've got this will be really helpful for you if you've not seen this video. I'm going to put it in the chat.
That would be good.
And it's all about this we did last week. There's a few guys here that were here. John was in it last week, and what we did was we covered creating media and cool images in using Canva and Pixlr. So it was basically in those programs, but it was showing you how to set up templates for putting it into your course cards. And I tried to show a simple way that you haven't got to have your mind explode with all these different sizes, like Tamara was asking earlier about sizes of different things, banners. So I tried to say it in a way that makes it easier for you to use. You've really got to think about 2 sizes for the whole of everything that you're doing inside of Zenler. So this explains it in this video. So guys, definitely check it out if you want to create some cool stuff for your site.
Okay, and I have 2 more questions, if you don't mind. Can I ask?
Oh, sorry, Amar. I've got to move on. There's a lot of questions. Can I come back to you a bit later after after I've covered a few more people?
Okay,
I can't make it all about you. I've got to just do other people as well.
Thank you. No problem.
Cheers. Right, Tracy, we've got Tracy on. Tracy?
I'm here.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hiya.
I misled you all. I'm from Canada, but in Arizona, in case you're confused.
Oh, right.
Really appreciate all the work you're doing on this, David. It's super extraordinary how much training you guys are doing. I am looking to move from BuddyBoss to Zenler, but want to know the best practices to utilize community effectively. I know that I can have comments under courses, which is great, but I'm wondering, like, right now, what we have is for module 2, you know, in our course, we'll say, please provide your input on how you do this. And so in BuddyBoss, that creates a group and we can keep threaded comments under there. I know there's not threaded comments in Zenler right now, but is there a way to, like, just tips on using the community as it is now most effectively?
Right, no, a really good question, Tracy. I would say at the moment, like some people, I use the community in my sites and it works really well. It's just single line, it's just post after post, but people post and then people comment inside it, but you've got a long trail of things. And what I would say to you is at the moment that we've kept the communities really simple, but we are working on a massive upgrade for communities. So at the moment, best practices for using it is just a place where people can get together and chat with each other. If you're going to actually set things for people to do or people to submit, then do use assignments.
And can they see each other's comments on assignments,
No.
David? Like,
No.
yeah, see, because essentially what we've got is I do business to business. So I work with local governments. So say we're doing customer service, David, it would be, what are your top tips for what you've done in XYZ? So we can do that even in the Zenler communities, but because there's no way to pin things, it ends up just being in this sort of jumble.
Yeah.
And I'd prefer, like, I know you guys don't give dates, but days, weeks, months on the upgrade for community?
No. I can't, we don't give ETA.
Because I know it's been sort of 2 years. So I don't know whether to hold off on moving or rebuild.
Yeah, the thing is though, Tracy, is there's a lot of demand for a lot of different things. So it all comes in a priority order based on the amount of people, like a democracy. The people have actually voted for certain things to be.
And how do we vote for that? Because I've only seen threads, not any sort of.
Yeah, that's it. Just the responses that have come through on people asking questions, and it's all noted and put in. Plus, we're also keeping up with other platforms as well, and certain things need to be put in place. Remember, guys, we're in beta. we haven't even launched yet. And pretty much the features that we've got on the platform at the moment blow the competition out of the water. No one has got Zoom integrated into it. I mean, actually integrated into it. You can integrate and add to Zoom, but you need to have like a paid plan. So these are big things that we've put in there, and communities is a massive one for us. We know that there's a bigger one, which is doing things like lives, and that's why we're running with all this live stuff. There's going to be very soon, you're going to be able to pay for lives. So an individual live session, you'll be able to actually pay for it, get people to pay for it. So for therapists, dog trainers, things like this could be really good for them, or fitness studios. But the community side, it works, but it doesn't do exactly what you want, Tracy. So maybe it's a temporary thing that you need to connect it up with another platform like Mighty Networks or something, or have a closed Facebook group, where that's what I do. I have a closed Facebook group.
Unfortunately for B2B, we can't do Facebook, so that's where the community is particularly of importance to us. So that's great. Okay. I'll,
or you can have your own separate site, WordPress site, and put, forums and whatever you like on that. And then
I've got that already. We've got, 35 courses on Buddy Boss right now.
Yeah. All you need to know, Tracy, is it's coming, right? It is coming at some point. So I can't give you any ETAs. I'm not allowed to, for one. So sorry. There is
just a vote for actual having a roadmap we can vote on, because it's hard to sort of aggregate other people that are interested to sort of get it bumped up. But anyways, thank you, David. That's a great answer. Appreciate your help.
Lovely. Cheers, Tracy.
Bye-bye.
Right. Diane, you're waiting patiently.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Thank you so much. So I'm building I did the sales page, and it has a buy button. And when I try and connect it to the checkout page, it's not working. So I don't know if I've taken too much of the URL of the buy page, too little of the URL. I put it in the chat. I don't know if you can actually see it. Let's see here. I can repost it.
Repost it. There's a lot going on in the chat.
I know.
Guys, just so you know, it's best to come on and talk to me, because like I'm on my own, so it's really hard to look through reams of chat going on. So just bear that in mind. If you can come on, it's going to be much better. Okay, so I've got this.
When you say come on, do you mean to put it in the chat just for you privately?
No, it's all right. I think you've sent it to me. Let me just have a look and see what's going on. Right. So all right. Okay, see what you've done. Right, so you've got an editor URL in there. So
I've published the course, I thought.
Right, hold on.
Can't buy it. Hang on a second.
Let me just go to the root. Right, where am I going to your course?
Let me go back and hit preview. Let me do preview.
Which I've got it on screen.
Yeah, it's not showing up. I don't know why. Let's see here. I don't want to take the time. Go to somebody else and I'll figure out where I am. I don't want to.
It's all right. Which course is it? Do you know which course it is?
It's called it is called Unlimited Laser Coaching with Diane.
Oh.
Let me go over to course details. It's hidden. Sorry.
Oh, you've hidden it. All right. Well, let's just pretend you haven't. And,
so I just unhid it.
Oh, you've unhid it. Oh, you've unhid it. Okay. All right. Oh, there it is. So that's your course. You want to do a button going straight to it. So if this is your course here, and you want to send them straight to the buy now button.
Well, I'm trying to figure out best practices. Should I go ahead? Oh my God, you got it to work.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
it's like you take your car to the mechanic and it works for the mechanic.
Diane, make sure you test it in incognito mode.
I will.
Okay. Make sure you do that. This always happens. Like I'll do something, it will work. And then after this is finished, you'll try it and it won't work.
And then my other question is, on all the pages it has the marketing funnel on, is that actually on, or do we have to turn it on?
No, if you've created a funnel, those pages will be published.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think to go to the previous question, when we can get templates for those funnels, it would be just great.
Yeah, you do have templates for funnels, but
No. When I can take and then repeat. Otherwise I have to rebuild that pop-up. A pop-up is, I'm sorry, not funnel.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that seems to be an ongoing theme this live. So that's quite good. I'll tell the team about that. Brilliant. All right. Are you okay, Diane?
I'm good for now.
Right.
I'm sure I'll be back.
Right. Isabel.
Hi, David. Hi, everyone. I have two quick questions, one on Zoom and the other one about email deliverability. So for the Zoom, I had a live class on Friday night, and I started my class 10 minutes before the show. And I was on, and one of my students, had only one student. She was on, but we were not communicating. So she was waiting and I was waiting. And I was just wondering, if there are any specific instructions that I need to give them. Is it like an upgrade of Zoom that is missing? Because it's weird. I mean, she registered normally and, through the process.
No, so she registered, did she?
Yes, she did.
And she came in through the waiting page.
Yeah.
But you weren't connected to her.
No.
So you couldn't even see her.
No, I couldn't see her, couldn't hear her, and she couldn't see me or hear me.
Oh, okay. I've never, ever, ever had that happen. So, I run these things all the time, and maybe it's something in a setting that I don't know how it could happen, but maybe if you did something like sent them into a breakout room and they were sitting there in some breakout room with you not there and you in the main room, then maybe that could happen. But I don't know how that could
I don't know.
happen.
I mean, I've run live classes and live webinars before and never had issues. And I asked her to send me the link with which she connected, but she didn't. So I don't know. I guess she was a bit,
because there is in this world, we always get user error. You've got to be careful that someone hasn't just assumed that the Zoom will work when they open Zoom up. Because what could happen, this is just theoretical, is if I signed up for a Zoom meeting, say with you, and then I wasn't really techie with these things, I could easily just hit the Zoom thing on my app, thinking that I would connect with you. And then I'd be sitting there on my own, in my own little Zoom room, and I wouldn't have actually gone through the process of going through the thing. So it happens more often than you think that people make these kind of mistakes their end, and then they say it doesn't work. It actually works, but they've made a mistake their end.
I might do a little video like you do to show people the process.
I mean, we try and make it straightforward, because are you sending email automations out to her as well?
I do. Yeah, so they have the link and everything. So
it should be that she should have gone straight through it, but it could be a case that she has just clicked it. Oh, I've got it. So I've got this email, I'll just open my Zoom and then she should be there. And it's not, it's like phoning the wrong number.
And quickly, the other question is about email deliverability. With your experience, I want to include an audio player in my weekly email. Like, if, I write an email broadcast, but for some people they just prefer to listen than read. So I was planning to embed an audio player from a private podcast. I heard that some of the email hosting system they don't really like that. And have you seen that with the Zenler?
Yeah, in emails, you can't put video in there, you can't put audio in there. If some of the email clients do accept that, it's not a best practice.
Okay.
So what you need to do is maybe do a little bit of graphics of the little you know,
Just
of the
send a
little
link.
speaker thing, put it in there and say click, and then go online to wherever you've uploaded it to.
Okay.
Email deliverability is affected by lots and lots of different issues. One is too many images, too much media in there. If you have tried to put video in there, then that can cause problems. If you're sending an email out to people and it's not coming from the same domain that you're sending it from, that can cause an issue. Too little text can cause an issue. Too much text can cause an issue. So there's all these things. And we did a video, a best practice video.
I saw it and it's very good. So yeah,
there are a few in there. I've put a link there to our kind of like a playlist of all the stuff we've done on emails and how, and I've got things like how and where they go. So it gives you information on all these things. But no, put media in there is a big no-no.
Okay.
That's why we're going to be better. We're going to be doing some templates, but we've got to be really careful. I don't know if you've looked at any of the competition, but there's an ongoing thing with lots of sites like Thinkific, Teachable, Kajabi, and not Thinkific because they don't even do emails. So, but there's an ongoing theme of my messages aren't being delivered, you know, and that's why we started with clean, plain emails, because they're the best deliverable email. As soon as you start putting graphics in there, then if you haven't done the right ratio and you don't know what you're doing, then you might get more of a less of a click-through rate on them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Appreciate the time you spend with us. Thank you.
No, that's all right, Isabel. No problem. I've got Johan.
Yes.
Hiya.
Hello, David. Hello, David. Thank you for everything you're doing right now.
All good.
I learned a lot from your videos. So
brilliant.
I have a problem here. I am setting up live video recurring, live webinar on a recurring, and the dynamic fields for time and date are in a mode, in a type mode that are international, and I want to have them in Swedish language, if that is possible. I can, if I do it one webinar, I can put the text by myself by putting new headings. But if I'm running recurring, I don't want to have 12 a.m. when I'm gonna send in Swedish, because people need to translate that on.
No, I totally get it. No, unfortunately, there isn't a way at the moment, but it's really good you brought it up, because again, I'm pushing for multi-languages.
Yes,
it's huge with lots of people. We've got Bergar as well, who's also he's done lots of lists, and he knows of lots of ways to get around these things. But the last thing you want to do is, like with the whole point of reoccurring, is you can set it on once and maybe you've got to change the title each week, but you don't want to have to go in there and change the times and all these things if it's in a different language. So I really feel for you, and I will put it to the team. That's all.
Yes, good on. Yeah, good on. And when it comes to translating, there's a lot of other places that the dynamic fields are not available for me to change in another language. So sometimes I have choose to have everything in English language, because it's going to be confused to have some in Swedish and some in English. But if I go to run everything on the Swedish market right now, I want to have everything in Swedish.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. Personally, if it was me, I wouldn't be using any of the dynamic blocks. If I was writing in a different language, I would be deleting out any of the blocks. But there are certain places like checkout that you can't delete, or the login and things like that, where you might also want to change. So I'll put it to them again and see what they come back with.
Maybe one solution is to setting up 10 similar at the same thing, by just go in and change the date and time on it. Maybe that could be a workaround right now, but I don't know. But I don't want to have people to go into the system and find a webinar they're going to send on 3 months. I want to have them jump in on the latest one.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on it.
All right.
Let me try and think of, for some of the dynamic fields, let me try and think of a solution, because obviously, you know, Zenler is really powerful and you can put, and we never like to talk about this, but I do, but nobody else really does. I like the power of Zenler because we can do a lot of coding in there. Coding, you know, don't worry, guys. You don't have to use coding, but in some circumstances like Johan, this is a case where it could work. So let me personally look and see if I can actually do that, because it won't just help you, it'll help a lot of people.
Right. Good.
And I'll probably, because this is not something we support with normally, coding, because it's outside of the platform. But what I will do is I'll contact you and I'll be putting it into our Ninja Tricks course. So our Ninja Tricks course contains any coding and unsupported, it's an unsupported course. You take it at your own risk, but I do put code in there so you can reuse it. So I think I'll have a look, investigate that a little bit more.
Right.
I might send you a PM if that's okay.
That's okay.
Good.
Good. I have another question. Is that okay?
Yeah, quickly, if it's a quick one.
Quickly. I need to have a custom field in the checkout page that we can put in the company name if a business buy the course from me. I can't find a way to do it. The only need to do it is because I need business owners in Sweden to print out and download the invoice from your system, because they need a tax invoice from the system. And the only thing I need that is because the integration with Stripe right now are not deliver the VAT on the email they send out.
Okay, right. I did a video. I did this in one of my workshops. I really can't remember which workshop it was. John's here. He probably remembers. I don't know if you do, but I did a video. Basically, what you can do is you can go in and take inside the field, you can add like phone number that maybe you're not using at the moment. And then if you go into languages where the phone number is, you can change that to company name. So when they go on there, they can actually enter that as company name. So I'll check around if I can find that. Can you PM me with that question, just in case I forget, Johan? And then I can find the video that I did on it, and you should better have that, because someone had exactly the same question.
Wonderful.
Fabulous. Thank you. John, we're on to you now.
Basic marketing.
Creation. You guys might recognize John. He was on a live build, and he actually plays the ukulele, and he gave us a session. He's on one of the live builds, so if you've seen him, you'll know.
So quickly, let me set the context of my question, and I may have actually gotten the answer to it. Could be from Tracy. So I've got a 3-hour workshop as part of a paid bundle that's coming out next week. And the workshops are going to be run in December. And I want people to sign up for one of 3 alternatives because of time zones and so on. I want to show them what they're going to be getting in the workshop. So I'm using a course, the curriculum. However, the curriculum is going to be blank in essence until we get close to the workshop. I want to enable them to see stuff a month before the workshop.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking that, the dynamic curriculum is probably not the right thing. Maybe I need to just create a little block that says what's coming, and then at the correct times, point them to a different page.
Are they paying for it, John?
Well, they're paying for the bundle, and this is included in the bundle.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be discounted to 0 for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can go in, if you create a course, you can just delete out. A lot of you guys might not realize, but just because we got these dynamic, and a dynamic block, all the dynamic block does is pull information from somewhere else. So if you've got 5 courses and you add a 6th course, if you've got a dynamic block in there, it will show the 5 courses. When you bring out a new one, it'll add a new one in. Similarly for things like the curriculum, as you build your curriculum, it adds it in. But it doesn't mean that you have to use it. You could delete out the dynamic blocks. Now, be a little bit careful because like things like the register page and those sort of things and login, you know, you obviously don't want to delete out the login because you won't be able to log in, but you can delete them out. So, John, I think, you know, you're dead right with what you were saying, because if you go into the pages, I'm just in this course page here, and we go down to where the curriculum is, we can go into that, and it take a little bit of time. This is.
It might also be on the sales page, right? Yeah.
Not the curriculum though, but yeah, on the sales page, that's how I would do it. I just have the sales page, and I'd add whatever I liked in here.
Okay, yeah. So my sales page, the way it sits right now, there is a curriculum dynamic block just below. So I just need to eliminate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
course curriculum there. So you need to just go into that, but just yeah, I've already removed it from this one. But if I went into that. So, tab overload. Yeah, so where you've got that dynamic block in there, I haven't got any content in this this course, but that would be here, and then I could just go in here and just remove the whole block.
Right. So okay, yeah, I would make a custom block for that to say here's what you will get in the workshop. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the most elegant way of doing it. So you're going to do it on the sales page. So that's even before they've bought into the course.
Yeah, just because, you know, there's 60 other programs that are in the bundle, right? And I want them to come and see what they would get when they sign up for mine.
Right.
But it's not going to be ready until the month before, because I want them to be getting into action just before the workshop is done with the preliminary stuff, not too early.
Right. Okay. Good.
So on that, it showed where you could, the one that you were showing, book into a class. Is there a way of limiting people to just one of three choices on a live class? You know, I mentioned that I've got them set up for different time zones, you know, so Australia can come in, England can come in, etc. But I want them to choose one out of the three. Is there a way of limiting that?
What? So that it only shows in their particular time zone?
Well, no. So that you, for instance, could see the three choices that you've got, but you pick one and that's it. You don't come on twice.
Oh, okay. No.
No? Okay.
not out of the box.
Okay, so that's the coding. One click and that thing disappears. Okay.
Yeah. You could do it with coding. You can do it with coding. I mean, you can do anything with coding.
Yeah.
That's why I like the power of this platform. But yeah, it's an interesting one though. So you make a choice and then the other two disappear. We're still working on things like the live webinar and live class blocks, because at the moment, if you've got like a live class block is like if you set up a live webinar, a live class, and you put one of the live class blocks in, let me just show you to make it clear for you. If you go down to blocks, you're going to see live classes. This will show all the blocks you've got in there. And this is a big problem, because if I'm running, say, a Sunday workshop and I want Sunday workshops to be on one page, but maybe I'm running a Monday workshop as well. So if I've got them set Sunday and Monday, if I drop this block in, it shows both. I don't want it to show both. I want it to show one or the other. So I think that's something that we're going to work on, where you can actually choose which ones are shown within the actual blocks itself, which would then be much better, because you could split the page off, John, and just have one for that, one for that, one for that.
Yeah, and I would use the same kind of thing for UQuest, right? To show just the UQuest classes.
Yeah.
The three that the members get. Okay.
Ukulele site. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's these things we're working on. It's really good though, those blocks, but again, I think there's more work to be done.
We could create a custom block though, right? And say the custom block includes this class.
Yeah, you can, but then you don't get the book a spot. Unless you take code out, you don't actually get a book a spot when they go in there, because that's coded through those webinars and live class blocks.
Okay.
So again, you know, it's trying to make it simple and easy to use, because you can go in there, you can hide, you can make live classes or live webinars, you can make them secret. So by making them secret, they don't show in the dynamic webinar or live class block. But what if I want it on one page and one on the other page? At the moment, we don't have that option, but hopefully we will.
Yeah, that's why I was using classes, so I could attach a live to a particular class. So the workshops, for instance, I've created 3 workshop classes, right? And they get to pick one of the 3, and the lives then are attached to that class.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with you. All right, John, brilliant.
Thank you.
I'm going to pronounce this right. Swapna?
Hi, that's me. It's Swapna.
Swapna. All right, okay.
Thanks so much for doing this. I, like John, I also have a question about webinars. So I am teaching the same class 3 times at 3 different times and 3 different days. So my question to you is, am I able to customize the email sequence for the registrants individually for each class? Because, for example, my email will say in it, hey, so-and-so, I'm looking forward to seeing you. This is your reminder. See you on October 19th at 7:30 p.m. And the next webinar might be on the 22nd at 1 p.m. So am I able to customize the email sequence for each, or how can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're creating a live event, you have full control over customizing automations per event.
Okay.
So it's let me share my screen. Hold on. So we're talking about a live class. So a live class is when someone's bought a course and then they've got access to, they have access to that particular live, or are we talking about live webinars? I mean,
so I'm talking about a live webinar. So I will present, and then a portion of that, I will be teaching something, but then a portion of it is also when I'll be selling my course. So it will be a live webinar.
Right. Okay. So inside here, if we go to live interactive webinars, you see I haven't created anything in here. So I'm just going to go and do this really quickly. Okay. So would you want to be using reoccurring lives?
Yes, but can I use it? Can I use the reoccurring function even if they are at 3 different times, like 3 different times of the day?
Yes, because you can set them up per, let's call it. I mean, one thing is you could set them up individually. So if you're setting them up individually, you've got total control over all email automations, all this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So, but you'd have to each week, each time you run it, then you clone it, and then you set the new one up, then you clone it, set the new one up, or you clone them and set up a series. So the whole point of reoccurrence is so that they do recur. So let me just do this in here. So let's say I've got a topic, I'm just going to call it reoccurring live. And then we're going to say a time for this. So let's just say it's going to run Saturday, the 16th at 4 o'clock. Right, so 4 p.m. Okay. So like this. So then I go at my time zone. Obviously, I'm in London, so well, 500 a month. So and duration of each lesson. So let's just say an hour or something. So that's our basic setup. Then you obviously upload your course card, and then we're going to say, right, okay, so maximum attendees, you can set this to whatever you like. We're going to hit recurring. So now we have reoccurring, we can actually set certain things. So let's go weekly. Okay. Repeat every 1 week. And look here. So if you want to run one on, we're going to do Saturday. And one on Monday. Hold on. There we go. So I've got Saturday, Sunday. So that's running at two times, 2 days, and at this time. And we're going to say how many occurrences of this. So you can end it by a specific date. So it will try, the maximum amount of reoccurrences you've got is 30.
Okay.
So after 30, you can either extend it or do that, but end of specific date. So I'm going to say end after a specific number of occurrences. So I'm going to choose 30.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. And now I can click, right? And this is the magic bit. So this is the time. It would be going at 4 p.m. Monday, and another one would be set for 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
Inside here, click next, but we can also view the occurrences. So if you view the occurrences, you can see them all in here. And you can see they're all running.
Right.
Yep. But we can edit these occurrences. But the first thing I need to do before I edit it is to actually go to the next step. So I'm going to go to the next step. Just going to set my thing up. Here we go. So I choose a template. There we go. Set the pages up. And automations, we have automations in there.
Right.
And I'm not going to touch that at the moment. So I'm now going to go back to the webinar details.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is if you're changing the automation, so you've run, let's say you've run Saturday's live event, you set up the automations, then straight after that event has run, you're going to go back into the system and you're going to set the automation up again for the next event.
Okay.
So the address will remain the same, everything's the same, but it will do that. So you can go in here if you want to change the time of one or more, or you want to delete one of the occurrences out. Now we can go to edit reoccurrence settings. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
View occurrences. They'll come up here, and now we have this option.
Okay.
So you can see that if I want to change this to say 4 a.m., I could click in here.
Okay.
And click in here when it decides to pop up. Oh, no, there. And I could change that to 4 a.m. I could click update, and now it's changed.
Okay.
I could also go in there and change how long. So maybe I want to run this one for 2 hours and I hit update. So that's 120 minutes. If this week I wasn't running it for whatever reason, I can delete it out.
Wow.
And it disappears.
Okay.
So you can also add to a schedule. So if say someone gets in touch with you and says, oh, can I have another meeting with you on Wednesday? You could add one to the schedule by clicking add.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I think it's really cool what you're doing. So one more question about the webinars. For all the people, let's say people sign up for a Monday 4 p.m. webinar and there's 20 people. Is there a webinar link that I can copy and paste into my email saying, and this is where you will access the webinar? Or is it a custom link for every attendee that New Zenler automatically creates?
Yeah, in the automations, by default, the templates are already set up with personalization. So if I go into here, it gives the address. Now, remember, this is a reoccurring. So the address for registering never changes. And that's what people wanted. They wanted one registration address that they could use. But of course, every event has a different kind of name. So if you go into register, these are default. These are set up by default. And you'll notice in here, you change this. But where it says you have successfully booked, in here will automatically add your name because you're the webinar host. It will say what the topic is, so whatever you've called the webinar, and when. So it gives a scheduled time. So in this case, for 4 p.m. on Saturday. And it also gives, most importantly, the join link.
Awesome. Thank you.
But you need to, really important, you need to test it. You need to make sure you go in there and test that you're getting these emails. If you click preview, that's what it gives you.
Okay.
You see? So it's that.
Yes.
Okay. It will not include this stuff. This is here because it's a preview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was so helpful.
That's all right. You have a little
Thank you.
play around with it. I think sometimes
Okay.
you look at these things and they seem more complicated than they are.
Right. Oh, and then if I want to do a 4 email sequence, is there a way to add a 4th email to the automated sequence?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The automations inside the platform work
Right.
exactly the same way throughout the whole platform. So when you've got courses, you've got automations. When you've got funnels, you've got automations. If you want to add a new mail, so say this says when they register, send this email out to them.
Okay.
But you could easily add a new action. So inside here, these are rules. These are rules. Okay.
Okay.
So you've got a rule here on register. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the rule, but there's an action.
Okay.
So in the action, you can send a mail, you can add a tag. So you might want to tag them with like new user or something. You can remove a tag. So if someone's coming in who's already a new user and they're no longer a new user, you can remove the tag new user.
Okay.
So you can also send webhooks. I'm not going to talk about that. You can send yourself a notification email as well.
Okay.
So if you want to be told whenever someone signs up, you can just add that. But if you just want to send an email, click send mail, and then you're going to get this come up.
Okay.
And inside here, you can name it whatever you like. I'll just make it. You can also personalize in here. So you can take their first name, last name, or full name.
Okay.
And down here, you'll see more personalization. So if I want to take the website join link, I can put that in there.
Okay.
And write some text around it. I can also put the time, so the webinar scheduled time. And, you know, I can include things like images. So if I've got an image, I can upload an image and drop that in there. I don't seem to have any images in here.
Okay.
Put something like that in, you know, so I can drop an image in there as well. And more importantly, you also have up here. So when do you want it to be sent? Do you want it to be from registration? Do you want it to be 1 day? So this will go out 1 day after they've registered.
Okay.
You can also set a date. So you can tell it to send out on a particular date and time.
Okay.
And you can also do it before the scheduled time as well.
Got it.
If it's at 4 p.m., you could send it out 2 hours before. So I go in there and I put 2 there, and that would go out 2 hours before the scheduled time.
Got it.
Yeah, for occurrences, make sure that you click this little button here.
Okay.
Then it will be applied to every occurrence. Otherwise, if you don't click that, it will just be for that particular webinar, the next one coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is brilliant. It's very helpful. Thank you.
And test it out.
I will.
Right, test it out, because you have to test these things to make sure. So do one before, test that you're getting the emails, send it out to a Gmail account or something.
Okay.
Get a friend to go in and try it and see what emails they're getting.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye. Dijna? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was muted.
That's all right.
Okay, I have several questions. One is for bulk coupon codes. I know that I'm selling one of our courses through another website that has that is going to promote that course, but they need bulk coupon codes, like 500 unique coupon codes. So I went in there and I see that I can only do it manually. So I did ask the New Zenler support team, and they said that that feature was not available. And I was wondering if it's something that will become available, and if so, how soon do you think it would be available?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to give an ETA. I've not heard it mentioned. That I know you're talking about AppSumo and thing, aren't you? Where you can send them like 5,000 individual coupon codes. I know that Kajabi does that, where I think it's Kajabi, where you can bulk create up to 1,000 coupons.
Yes,
And
and Teachable does too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can Teachable, and you can export them as a CSV file. It's definitely a really handy feature.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to do it or not, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, it's something to put out there, because I'm actually, this is an opportunity for Black Friday that Epson was doing. So I'm like, okay, it's like between 500 and 5,000 that we can sell. So I'm like, I'm literally doing it manually. I mean, one by one, you know? So, but anyway, just so you have it in mind.
Sorry, did you know, have you talked to Kevin about this? Kevin uses Thrivecart, and I know that he put his course onto AppSumo, and he managed to generate the codes. So he did it himself. He actually said that he wished he'd never bothered, because he's not really got traction on doing it through that way. So be really careful about your time that you spend on these kind of jobs. Because it can be a lot of time and it can be wasted. I was having a look. I've got a few ideas, and I'm not going to share them yet because I need to test it all works as expected. But I've got a few ideas how we can do it much simpler with the system, not through Zenler, but using a coupon, one coupon code we generated, but
what's the name of the site?
What?
Just so I can take a look at it.
What for what?
For you said that Kevin uses a different site to generate his codes.
Yeah, I don't know what he did to generate his codes.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have to talk to Kevin about it, because my idea is like just basically to generate a spreadsheet full of different coupons and use something like Zapier to run those codes through. That gets deducted from one coupon that is in the Zenler system. So then Zapier could enroll them in the course. So I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. I'm working on it, and I should have an elegant solution without using too much code. So I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do something.
That looks good. I do have Zapier, and my husband can run the. He actually teaches like Excel and stuff like that. So I asked him about it, and he goes, yeah, Excel can produce all the coupons you want. But I'm like, how can I upload it to New Zenler? But now that you said Zapier, yeah, we have that. So maybe I should try that, because I'm thinking, oh Jesus, 500, even 500 would, you know, I would like to generate 5,000 and see what happens when the promotion comes out. But that's a great idea. Thank you so much. I also have one more thing. I have the Zenler plan, the maximum one, where we have availability to 500,000 emails that we can send out.
Oh, Premier.
Yeah, the Premier. We have that. However, I need a lot more than 500, because we sent literally when I sent the emails. I ran out of my allotment of emails within 2.5 weeks into the month. So what I went into, I went to SendGrid, because that's what you guys use, right? And they said, I said, okay, I want to buy an email plan from them, but I wanted to incorporate it into New Zenler, right? And they weren't sure how that even worked. They weren't even, I mean, the rep I spoke with, they didn't even know that they were part of New Zenler. So they were like, I'm like, you do know that this is, Zenler is with you guys. They probably have a special pricing or whatever. I just want to incorporate it. If I buy from SendGrid, let's say I buy, I don't know, 100,000 emails more, right? I want to incorporate it directly. I don't want to have to go to like New Zenler, finish up my 500,000 emails, and then have to go to SendGrid and then start emailing from there.
Right. So, Dijna, why are you not using your own SMTP then?
I don't know.
Because if you're
How would that work?
well, it goes through your host provider. So then
Okay.
you can do what you like as far as you're not breaking any credit limits because you're just using your own host to send emails through.
Okay, so
There would
the
be a
emails.
cost, but maybe not. you know.
Okay, well, this would I just my daughter actually found this out for me, and it has worked pretty good because last month I was literally stopped within the 2.5 weeks into the month, and I said, we're just losing money if I don't send email blasts. I mean, we're losing tons of money. So she goes, look, Mom, try Flowdesk. So we've been using Flowdesk, which is, I don't know, $20 a month, and it's unlimited. And it seems to be very nice, but because I do have that capacity with New Zenler, I'm like, okay,
Well, have a look at the in integrations. You're going to see that there's an SMTP. Let me just share my screen. So I've got to be really careful here because I'm actually on my live site. So I've got to be really careful. So
once he answers me, I'll get off.
Hold on. There we go. Let me just. All right. So, yeah, if you go into site and then into integrations, you're going to see bring your own SMTP.
Yeah.
So just like you would set up your POP3 or your SMTP for your, setting up your email on your phone or your tablet, you can do exactly the same with this as well. So you can just add your own SMTP in here, and then you're using your host to run all the mails through. So you might have to talk to your host, but it will be significantly cheaper probably than Flowdesk to do that. And it would be coming through your own SMTP, which would be better deliverability.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great idea. And my last questions, I'm sorry, is affiliates. People, I know in the on the top of my page, you have the home page, and then you have the courses, and I put other stuff in there, but there's an affiliate tab as well. As far as the affiliate tab, I don't know how to work that, because what I've had to do when people have said, hey, it goes to nowhere when I click on that. So what I did to be a little bit creative, but it does take a lot, some work, is I created a course that says, hey, you want to be an affiliate? And just tap on that. I get their emails, I get their information, and then I manually go to the left-hand side into the affiliate, and then I add them on there. So how do I get them to, once they click on the tab on the top saying I want to be kind of an affiliate, either on the top or on the bottom? I think on the footer there's also one.
Well, right. Well, man, you're not. I mean, generally, if you're having affiliates, you've got to be really careful, and you assess them, because they're obviously selling your business, and it's really dangerous to just let anybody come into your site and just be an affiliate. So you manually add them in there. However, we do have an import users, so you could easily set a form up. They could be captured as leads, and then you could send them out to Zapier, and Zapier could bring them back in as affiliates. But you set the affiliate pricing per user. So you're going to need to set them up at what rate you want to give them per user. And I'm not sure what it does default. I think it's like 50%. So you have to have control of that area. It's not a bulk in, bulk out sort of system. That's not how affiliates work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That's extremely helpful. Thank you.
That's all right, Dijna. Brilliant. Sergio?
Hello, guys.
Hello, Sergio.
Hello, David. Thanks for having me. I quite recently joined the platform. I'm actually a pro user, and I really like what you're doing. I've been running through things. and I've been running tutorials and stuff. I'm building an IT learning platform, so I kind of know this technical stuff. But I wanted to ask just a short question about integrations with European V80. Because my company is not located in the EU, so I searched as far as I could find for this short time information about how you process EU V80. There is an option for me to choose for you to process my text towards the customers. And there is an option for me to use it to do it myself. I was wondering if you could just give me a short insight into that, and just to tell me if it is possible not to use European V80 number, the ID, or I am obliged to have it. This is something that really I need to solve, because administration is giving me hell.
Yeah, sure. Sergio, it's not my that's not my area. What I would say is, can you have you sent an email to support@zenler.com about this?
No, I haven't yet, but the information for me to send it is quite all right. I'll write down an email, and that's quite all right. If they will answer, it's all right.
Yeah, I know that there are some things happening with this area as well. I know that when the live pricing comes out for lives, they've featured some VAT in there as well and things. So it's better to talk to them. That area, I've been advised not to talk about too much. So if you can actually talk.
Yeah. Okay. I'll contact them. And just another short question is regarding blogging section.
A little bit. Don't ask me questions.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I was wondering how complicated it is to implement a custom CSS template, such as which you can find on GitHub, because there will be a lot of technical stuff that I'm going to be writing, and I kind of know my customers, my future customers, are accustomed to some formats which are similar to those you can find on GitHub, like documentation and similar stuff. So I haven't got to that in your documentation yet. So I'm just using this opportunity to ask you this, if you can just give me a short example.
Yeah, absolutely, Sergio. So we have a few areas where you can put code in there. Right, so inside the actual blog post itself, you have the ability to come in here and add your own code. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you probably know about that area.
Yeah, HTML.
Yeah, absolutely. So also we have under the settings area here, we have some custom HTML code. So you can put custom code. This is inserted below the post. But also another good thing, and I've shown this in one of the videos, and I think this in the complete guide, is you can actually create blocks inside of the normal page builder. Okay, so if you create a block in the page builder, and then
I can use them as template, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you take that code, just open that panel at the side, the little thing.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, grab the code, paste it into the cursor position on the page, and it will appear in there. You might have to change a little bit of CSS, but it's all there. So that's in a blog post. But if you go to the blog settings, so we have blog and then blog settings, we've got some more control with the blog itself. So this is like the main page that's showing all the blog content. So you can come into the blog post page, which is there, and that's where each of the posts is showing. So it's one page, it's just encapsulating each of the posts into that page. This is showing all the blogs. So it just shows a series like in a sort of masonry grid. But if you come in to edit that page, which is the master template for each post, then inside there you have that option of using the page builder to put maybe a footer area in to change the top area. And we also have that ability, like you probably know already, because you're doing coded stuff. You have the ability up here to take and add extra code. So inside here, we have the page settings where you can include page CSS. Header includes.
Yeah. I got it. Header includes and page CSS. Then it's up to me to play around and see the results I'm going to get. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. And also we got under tracking codes, you can embed Java as well. So you got HTML Java in the body, and we've got a footer HTML Java. So only Java in the header there, but does give you that flexibility to really go wild with this stuff, you know, especially.
Yeah. I can see now. I'm sorry if my question was already covered in the tutorials and stuff, but just didn't get the chance to see it all. That's all.
No, it's quite nice. I mean, usually we stay away from that because the platform's supposed to be intuitive.
Yeah.
So we're like, this is what you do.
And not everybody should be technically
behind it.
Yeah, and not everybody should be technically savvy, so that's quite all right, you know.
Yeah, because you know how easy it is to mess things up with code.
Oh, only too well. Only too well. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Sergio. Good to speak to you. Kendra?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming. Sorry about that. This is about the recurring live sessions.
Okay.
I already had there's been some email issues that are going on, and I just recently updated my ticket. But we recently got a reminder, and it came with the date from the original setup date, the very first date of the live session. It says that in the setup page that it's this date, but they're recurring. So the reminders are coming with that recurring, that setup date. So I think it was Friday, we got a reminder that said your October 2nd session is in 24 hours, but October 2nd was a week ago. So I'm just not sure what to do about that, because I'm afraid that the next reminder is going to go out wrong also.
Oh, okay. Well, you sent a message to support then, have you?
Yeah. Okay. And it's an ongoing ticket. I haven't heard back in this last. I sent it maybe 36 hours ago, but.
Right. Okay. Well, they should get
scared.
Yeah, it's the weekend, but they should. They should get back to you. But I don't really want to comment on that. I've not had any problems myself. But then, when I was running the marketing course for, I was running for about nine sessions or something over the course of a couple of months, and I never had any problems with it. And what I do is I'd run a session, then I go straight into the next occurrence, and I would just update all the details, go into automation, update those, and then it would run. Next week it would go out, and I keep doing that each week. So
I will at least go in and change that. Then maybe it'll go correctly.
Yeah, you have to manage it. It's not one of those things. I think what you're talking about now, I heard about it the other day. Someone, I don't know how, but I heard something about that, and I think it was one of the webinars we were running, because I think Alice runs her webinars, and she'd done reoccurrence. But unlike me, she wasn't going in there and updated it. So I think she was doing exactly what you were doing.
Okay.
So I think that's raised an issue, and I think you've raised an issue with it as well. So it's something that they should be fixing.
Okay, because there's multiple issues that are going on. Like, not all the emails are being delivered, but they're not bouncing, it's just not trying. And so they said, since this is such a major issue, give us some time because we want to thoroughly research it. But then this was a new thing that we noticed with it, so I wanted to add to it, let them know. But so I'm glad that you've heard about some issues too, because they were.
Yeah. I've not had problems with emails not going out though. How many are you sending it to? How many people are...
Well, I had one where it was only being sent to 2, because I had a gold tier with only 2 on it, and it sent to one of them. I had one where it was sent to 6 or 7. It's not very many. It's in my course, so it's only in automations. Broadcasts work perfectly. And I thought it might be an issue with the live course, but I think live sessions, but I think I noticed it in emails as well. I was figuring at first that it was just some glitchiness with recurring sessions since they're newer.
Is it showing the sent?
It's showing, when you look at the delivered, and it says delivered, and you'll say, say I had one that was supposed to go to 7, and I show they're all registered, but it only shows 6 delivered, and it doesn't show a bounce. I mean, that would explain it if it showed a bounce. So, and it's random. The next time it'll send to different people, and the person that got missed will get it, but a different person will be missed. So that's the even more confusing part. I couldn't find similarities in the people that were getting missed.
Right. So they're probably going to have to look at their mail system to see the logs, which obviously I don't have access to, but they have access to everybody's logs. So there'll be
they're looking into that. So we'll hope that that gets resolved, because here's one problem though, and this is, I don't know if it's a feature request, because it has turned out, at least for me, to be a pretty serious issue, is in those recurring sessions, the join date is dynamic. And so I can't copy the join date and put it in an email broadcast and send them, since email works that way, and send it out. So I can't give anybody the webinar join date. I could do it if I went back and didn't do recurring webinars and had them register or something, because I manually registered them since there are so few people. Does that make, I don't know if that makes sense.
So the join date for you is not updating the personalization.
I think it updates. It's just that, there's not a copy. So sometimes you can copy the URL, but you can't copy the join date URL. And I think it's because it's not static. And so if I wanted to send them an email through a different system, through my own, or just go into the email broadcasts, I can't do that because I can't give them a copy of the join link.
The join link.
Yeah, yeah. Did I say date? I meant link. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you've got, the join link is the registration URL. So you can send them the registration URL.
So it's the same thing. Okay, I'll try that. I'll look when I get off and see if I can get that.
Right. It's not exactly the same thing, but for your purposes is what you need to use.
Okay,
so,
I will see if I can do that.
Yeah.
If I can't, I'll let you know.
You're in the live, and then you've got here. So you just, this is why people wanted reoccurring. They wanted a link that didn't change.
Yes.
So, that was it. But like you were saying, I just go into mine and I alter them. So when I've got the next one coming up, and this is what I think, what I do is I go in here. So I've run this live event, it's finished. And I've got the next one coming up, which is, if I view the occurrences, gives me the occurrences happening on this date, 18th, at 4 a.m. So I just go into here and I change it to 4 a.m. on the 18th. And then I click that, and then I click update. And then I know when my automations go out, because I will have set my automations as well, that everything will be correct.
Okay,
and that's where people are not looking after that area. I understand why it should be automatically updating to the next occurrence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if there's something we can do to make it manually, at least for the time being, that works.
Yeah. So that's what I've shown you. So that's how you can.
Yeah. That solves one problem.
Because like for me, I was running the marketing course. Like each week, it would be a different subject. So it'd be like module 2.
Oh yeah.
So I would go into the topic, and I'd even change the topic. Still a reoccurring, but I've just changed the topic. So I go like 2 or something. And then, so I know that would then inside the preview pages, it would show that correct date and it would show that correct topic. And I would double check the automations are working as well. But I could generally leave them the same because they're pulling in details from these areas. So I don't really need to touch them. So it saves a lot of time, but it is, those things need to change, but it should be automatic. At least the date should change automatically.
As long as they're not, we can fix.
Yeah, as long as you know how to work around it. But we don't want you to work around it. We want to try and get it so it works as we expect it to. So it's good.
Sounds good though. Thank you.
Nice one, Kendra.
I think the kids are at their limit. So
see you later. Natalie? Sorry, you've been waiting patiently.
No, it's fine. I was a little late anyway coming in because I'm in Canada. So I was like, what's BST? And then I was like, oh, they're out in Europe. They're way ahead of us. First off, thank you so much. I love Zenler, and I have the premium plan. I've had a website on Podia for, I guess, 2 years now, and I have a lot of content on it, mostly webinars that have been taped. video courses. So about 40 courses, lots of blog posts. And I would like to bring it to the new Zenler. So all of my sites are in the same place. I'm just wondering, do you have any tips for making that migration easier? I'm just so overwhelmed at the thought. The members have been warned, and I don't think they care, but what would you suggest? Like, how do I plan this, and do I take all the videos and compress them first, or do you have any tips for the migration?
So you've got loads of videos, you've got formatted blogs and all this sort of stuff as well, have you?
Well, the blogs are they're called posts in Podia. So it's just text. Some of them have images. That I think is relatively easy because I'll edit it as I bring it over. But it's mostly the courses, and the courses are, when you create a course on Podia, it's very similar to New Zenler. You have the modules, and there's usually an intro. The course is a video, and then sometimes some digital files. And that's the other thing with New Zenler. I haven't seen the digital assets that can be uploaded.
Right.
But the video is what I'm most worried about. I did a trial, and it was just getting my head around trying to get the piece in. It wasn't uploading.
Right. So have you got all the source files on your computer? Are they all organized into folders and all this stuff?
Organize a big word, but yes, I know where to find them.
Yeah. Well, if you can get them as organized as possible, then obviously that makes life so much easier, because then you know where they are. Like I'll just give an example of sort of stuff that I've done, so you can kind of get an idea. I've got to find a good one. Let's go for Ninja Tricks, I think is a good one. All right. So this folder structure I've got here is what the Ninja Tricks inside of NZ Masterclass Bundle. There's a course called Ninja Tricks, and this is how I kind of do things for it. So one is, I have a promo. I have a folder, Ninja Tricks Advanced. So I have a promo video in here. So I keep it in the root because it's like the top level. So it'd like be for your sales page, that kind of thing. And then you can see any graphics that I've got going on. I have it inside of another folder with any assets, and then I have the actual modules themselves. So this would be chapters, modules, however you want to call them, sections. Inside here, you can see I have the videos. So I have the source video, I have the course card that goes with that, and then I have the output video there. These are then rendered out, and I have them all in a folder like this. So now I have all that. Now you haven't got to do all that source file stuff. You can just have them in a folder like this. You can go into Zenler, use the bulk uploader, or you can upload them all into a Google Drive or something, and then bring them straight in. And that'll be the easiest way. So I would go into the bulk uploader. You know, maybe have your Podia site open there. I would grab all of these, and then I would just copy them straight across to the bulk uploader. Go and have your lunch, come back, and then hopefully they've been uploaded, and you might have to shift the order around, but you can drag and drop them around, then move on to the next section and repeat. You know,
okay, that makes sense. It's just, I guess it's having them, when you say rendering, is that when you do the compression of the video? So
that's the final output. So you might not have that. So you see that first folder that you saw was just like the source folder, and then the screencast. So the screencast video. But what I do is I top and tail it. So I put the intro on it, which is the course card. Then I have the little Zenler bzz, and then I have the actual video, which is the source screen share video. Then I have an outro, and then I render that out, and I put that in a folder called render. They're all in one folder. And I can then put it. So later on, if I decided to, I could go back to my source folder, change the course card to something completely different, and re-upload and have a different video. So if I wanted to change that intro and outro, I've got the source video to be able to do that.
Okay, I like that. That's helpful. And I like the idea of just upload the bulk and I can rebuild them relatively quickly. I mean, it's just getting, starting with the branding, creating sort of the container, and then getting the content in there. Okay, I will be trying this.
Yeah.
And then for the memberships, a membership in Podia, they've just changed it now to this notion of community. So I feel in a sense it's gone and complicated everything there. And that's kind of been what's pushing me to say, okay, just bite the bullet and get my members over to New Zenler. But is to create the memberships in New Zenler, I would just create product cards that they can click in and then bundle the courses and webinars that are part of those membership products. In a sense that, like, memberships are products in New Zenler for now, are they?
Yeah, you're you're using terminology from a few different platforms. So.
Yes, yeah, I know. Imagine what's going on in my head. It's hell.
Yeah. Let's just say courses. Let's just say,
yes,
yeah. I mean,
course, yeah.
yeah, you got bundles. So like, I've shown quite a few ways to run a membership site. There's so many different ways. The good thing about Zenler and the bad thing about Zenler is there's probably 1,000 different ways that you could make things work with each other. So you need a grounding on the platform. So I would say, like, take the quick start guide. If you've done that, it gives you a really good grounding of what's happening in the platform. But to create a membership site is really easy inside Zenler, and you have got a lot of flexibility, but there's a lot of scope for change. You know, as you develop, if you've just got a membership site, you might later on decide that you want to do something slightly different with it. So you need to try and think, if you can, what you're trying to achieve long term, because there's short-term answers and long-term answers. It's like we've got John here. I think he's shot away, but he's actually got a ukulele site and he's running a bundle, but he's got future plans to sell products as well. So sell products, courses as well. So he was going to do it one way, and I was like, do you know what? Don't do it that way, because later on you're going to want to do this. So what I always suggest, Natalie, is before you do these things, that you reach out and say, like, if I've got a plan, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking going forwards. What do you guys think about it? You can even do it as a Facebook post. I'll probably catch it anyway, or the team will catch it, and we'll follow up on it and tell you, don't do it that way, do it this way.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And I did follow the course with the surfboard or the, like, you know, all those. So, and I have the multi-currency and stuff. So I think it's going to work. But what I'll do is lay out, this is what I'm planning on doing, and then send it and see if there are ways of optimizing it. But this is helpful. And I do love these courses, because other people's questions have helped me with things I should be thinking of that haven't come up yet. So thank you.
Brilliant. That's all right. No problem. Esley.
Howdy.
Hi, Esley. Sorry, another one that's been waiting patiently.
That's okay. I've been waiting. I work in Brazil right now. I'm working in 2 languages, in Portuguese and Spanish, and I'm trying to move 2 websites from, all of it's on Kajabi, from Kajabi, 2 of them in Portuguese, 2 of them in Spanish, all of it over to Zenler. So my question is, can I keep these currencies separate? Because the Portuguese needs to be connected to the Brazilian bank accounts. I can't do that outside. And the Spanish ones are done outside of Brazil, and I need to be able to keep those currencies in dollars.
Right. Okay. So you need separate pricing for each of the courses that you're running, or are you trying to do? Because remember, if you've got Pro, you've got 3 sites, so you could set up 3 sites for different, and they could be tied into different Stripe or different PayPal accounts.
They can be. That's my question. If each website can be connected to a different Stripe and PayPal account.
Absolutely.
And not the whole account is going to go into one bank account.
No, separate.
Okay.
The only thing about the 3 sites is you should own all the sites, and you have a top level user, which is basically the site that you signed up with, and from there you'll have a little drop down that comes down, and you can go into that. I can't show you my base site because it's a live site, I need to set up another demo site, but under here, you can see we have different options. So I can jump between these sites. They're all completely different to each other, and they're all set up completely different. They don't access the same students, leads, or anything else. Everything's separate, even the integrations. So even your integrations can be separated out as well. So every step of it.
So if I wanted to add one in English too, I can do that too.
Yeah, if you've got enough left.
All right. Well, I can have 10 of them, can't I? With
Premiere. Of course, you've got 10 then, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going for broke.
10 countries. Yeah, you've got your work cut out.
No, I've got, no, not 10 countries. I mean, 10 sites. I've got, no, I have, when you working in Spanish means working with more than 10 countries. So that's why everything has to be in dollars and deposited to the States. But working in Brazil, which is so much bigger, and it's just one country, I can't work with the Brazilian currency outside, especially since I live here, without the government coming after me.
Right, yeah, of course.
I don't want them in my pocket. They've already, they get, you know, they're difficult enough. So I have to keep it separate.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, so you can do that. It's all completely separate.
Great.
Elsie saying.
Yeah, I wanted to know that before I start the hard work of trying to figure out how to move this over.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
I don't want to do all that and find out, oops. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. See you later. Right, we've got Avril. Like, Avril's going to be our last one now because we're over time, but it's all cool. Avril?
Yeah, I'm coming on. Just start the video. Oh, okay. I guess the video is not coming on. Anyway, I was holding a long time and it's Thanksgiving, so I had to go downstairs. So I lost my spot. Sorry. So anyway, I have a membership site and I've been using the bundling. Now, what has been going on? People have been asking me, they want to test it before they actually start doing the monthly payment. So my question to you, so I have a lot of lessons in the course. So is there a way for one course to just let them try the first 3 lessons, or would it be easier if I just create something that's a free course and then copy some of the lessons and put into that free one? What's the easiest way for me to do that?
Well, what do you prefer? Because are you going to use a free course as a kind of lead magnet, or?
Yes.
So you'll want to take that course anyway and clone it probably. So
okay, so what I wanted to do, I don't want it to give them a free course because that's too much.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pick some lessons out of the course to offer for free.
Right. Okay. All right. Again, there's a lot of ways of doing this sort of thing. Right. One way you could set up a tier. So you could do a tiered system where you can pick, you can say it's free, but you get access to this lesson, this lesson, this lesson. Yeah. And then the next tier can have access to everything. That would be an easy way to do it. So you could do that with one course. So if you had, let's say, 5 sections, okay, with lots of lessons in those sections. So you could do the first section and do a tiered pricing that they only have access to that first section. So they wouldn't get access to everything. They'd see it, but they wouldn't be able to go into it. And then the next pricing block can be access to everything. So then they get access to everything. So that's one way of doing it. The other way to do it is you have your course and you're building your curriculum up in the course. But in the meantime, you want to offer something for free. So all you have to do is clone the course, go into the curriculum of the cloned course, your free course, delete the content out that you don't want them to have access to. And under the pricing plan, make that a free pricing plan. That way people can go in there, they can say, well, I really like this course, I want to take the full course, and then they can jump across and take the full course.
Okay. So the other thing that's kind of related. So with the membership side, as I'm building out the content, because I'm doing all the bundling. So it's $25 a month for the first 150 subscribers. And then when I hit that, it goes up to another level until it gets to 500. Is there a way to automatically do that? Or do I have to just pay attention to how many people have signed up?
Yeah, you can set how many people. Oh, right, I see what you mean. So when they enroll, there's a certain number that you want to reach before you then want notification so that you can put the price up. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would just run it until you've made enough money on that.
Okay.
and then just go in there, delete the pricing out, and put the new pricing plan in place. And
okay,
there you go. Because you've got to be really careful. Now, I've done these things before, Avril, so you need to be really, really careful, because I've done things where I've had stuff at £100 and then suddenly I've just said, right, okay, I want to charge. And generally it's because I was being greedy, right? So I thought I'll charge £175. So then I put £175, and then like for a month I was getting no sales. So I had to backtrack and do it to 100. So you have to be careful with these things. You can really break the momentum down if you start increasing the prices of stuff and it's not clear what they're getting for that.
Well, it's on the promotional page. I do make it very clear. I said, as I'm building out the content, this is what you're going to get. But as soon as there's a lot more content, you're going to have to pay more. Right. So it's very clear.
Okay. Yeah, because another option might be to break it down so that what you're trying to do is you're trying to give yourself maximum flexibility. So if you have 3 courses, then and people join your membership and they get access to 3 courses, and then you're going to add a 4th course, and then you're going to charge more money from that. You're only giving yourself one chance. So if you thought about something like if you have 3 courses and you start to add more content on the master course, the price can go up, but you can also think about selling off some of the material as self-contained courses. That way you're giving yourself more opportunity to make more money over the whole course. Does that make sense?
Yes, I actually plan to do that, and I started setting it up. I haven't made it live yet. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. All right, Avril. Okay, right, we're coming to the end now. It's we've nearly been running for 2 hours. So guys, I've got to stop at some point, but this is really, really popular today. So I think I'm going to run another one next week. Guys, if you haven't got your message answered, please put it into the chat, or I'm going to check through the chat because I can download that as well, and I'll answer it back. And if you haven't put your questions down there, because I'm about to end in a minute, send me a PM with any questions and I will get to them. And what I'll probably do is this will go on the replay page, so it'll be sent out tomorrow. But if I've got any more questions, I'll answer them in another video. So there might be another video underneath the main replay video, and you can watch it from there. So I know some of you guys haven't asked questions. Geraldine's in. Hi, Geraldine. Haven't seen you for a while. So yeah, if you've got any questions, any of you guys got any other questions, you can PM me. You can put it in the chat now, which I'm going to look through, and I'll put it in an extra video underneath the replay. But hope you've enjoyed this one. I always like it because we never know what's going to happen. You know, I could be on, no one could say a word and I could be off camera within 2 minutes. So we've done well today. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever. See you later. Take care. Bye.